But continuing with the Warriors theme, we're heading off to Yamato Man, and look at that 199 attack and 185 defense. They mean absolutely nothing, by the way. As we head into the country of Japan, that's where all the warriors are, and I don't think this path matters as much, but I'm still gonna take this pathway right here just in case, because Benkei and stuff. Probably one of the most annoying mid-minor enemies, if I can say that, because he does pretty much only one thing, but he takes a ton of damage, and also this path has the only instance of this boss, which I don't remember. It's a Kirobot with a guy throwing bombs, and if the frog wants to, he can shoot lasers, which is pretty cool, if I'm being honest. Free E-Tank, which there's no reason you can't get because, well, you have the power adapter, and if somehow you get down here, then you're cheating? I don't know. I kind of like the enemies in this stage. There's also some others, but we will never see them because for some bizarre reason they decided to put them in only one pathway. Wait, does it show up here? I think it might. Let's see, I think it is not here. Let's actually damage boost. See the damage variance? We can do this right, I think. Yeah, so this spring enemy is the only case you will ever see it. I really don't know what Capcom has this fetish for putting enemies that you'll never see again. I also love how they explode. Just their head. It's like there's this obsession with other body parts exploding or whatever. So actually, yeah, we did actually get to see this boss, and it wasn't the other part I was thinking of. So you're probably wondering, well, what happens if you can't get to the one path that involves using either the jet or the power adapter? Well, you get the fake Robot Master, and you get, you don't get the beat parts, that's for sure. Now, Yamato Man is kind of an unusual boss. Like most other bosses, he can only use certain attacks twice in a row. Like, he'll either jump and spin his Yamato Spear and shoot out little arrowheads in kind of like a three-way shot fashion, or he will shoot out, or he will stay on the ground, kind of deflect your shots while spinning a spear and shooting out his arrowhead, whether or not it's by mistake, and then he'll go to retrieve it. You do want to stay as far away, because if you get hit, well, it will go to the other side of the screen, but the Yamato Spear shoots kind of like a little arrowhead. I'm not going to make the one joke about it because, you know, it also pierces enemies as far as I'm concerned, and it can, I think, what was it? He can also, it also sort of curves a bit. So, Nightman's kind of a weird case. The stage, I could say I sort of am okay with this, but I don't particularly like the fact that they put drill enemies that require being destroyed in order to get past, while you have a crusher ceiling. I almost missed that jump. Kind of scary. But, I also didn't mention that Nightman stage, we're in kind of like the UK, Europe, medieval sort of genre, kind of symbolized by the music. Of course, usually when I think of this music, I think of having played Yamato Man, but that has nothing to do with it at all. Okay, so apparently he didn't come out of the barrel for some really bizarre reason. I'm not a fan of these enemies, unfortunately. Wow, my momentum's kind of weird. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend anybody do no hit on this stage. At least that's my opinion. Sorry if I'm yawning. Of course, the enemies do get weird. We get these brain beak kind of enemies. They look like skull or whatever things. I called them goggles for some... or geeky or whatever. Also, we got another Metroid, which we will barely ever see again. I mean, I love the variety of enemies, but it's like, can we just not do weird crap like putting in one-time only enemies? It's kind of like the one-time only boss. Ow. I sort of like that little bouncy castle bit, and we do have to take this part beat, okay, this path because it has some nice punching animation, and unfortunately I couldn't do anything about that. But yeah, Nightman's level, aside from those barrels and like that spiked shaft or tunnel place with the crusher, those were probably the only annoying bits. Nightman's kind of a different case and is a very unusual case. If he does that, he's also RNG because he can sometimes just decide to walk all the way to the end of the screen, but he also jumps, and just to show it, I'm doing a bad job of it. He also has a shield, which you can't hit past unless he uses the Night Crush, or if you can get a really good timing with your shots when he starts to jump around and stuff. Not a hard boss, just kind of luck-driven if you're trying to pose a challenge. So, there is that. But defeating Nightman, we get the Night Crush, which is actually a pretty sweet weapon. It's not the longest range of weapon, or, well, it goes a fair distance, and you can sort of shoot it in like 4 different directions, I think, and it sort of boomerangs back to you. I'll have to sort of show that off when I get the chance. As we go to Centaur Man, the last of the sort of warrior type enemies, and if you look at the thing, oh yeah, his ability is unknown, and this also is stationed in Greece, I suppose. Also, not the biggest fan of this music. It almost sounds like a siren. Also, screw these Pelipers because, or not Pelipers, because they drop fish that seem to just tail in on you. I mean, look at that thing try to seek me out. Oh yeah, I was gonna show the Night Crush. So, this weapon's kinda cool in a way. Oh, actually, this one can shoot in all directions. So in a way, it's almost like the Metal Blade, except that it kinda hooks around. Wow, that was a heck of a miss. But it's actually kind of fun to use, if I'm being honest. Grab that, and just scoot on by. I shouldn't use too many because... Oh, there was a cannon. I should have tested out if this actually can block bolts and keep your shield, because as far as I remember, it was a weak... Actually, this is a probably good place to use it, because this area makes little to no sense. Yeah, the shield just kind of crumbles. It's not very good, if I'm being honest. Also, the Yamato Sphere is not all that powerful. Come on, there we go. Wait, does that use 1 unit per shot? Yes. Okay, I never did test. Does the power adapter work on these things? Yes, it does. Awesome. Still don't know why they explode, but maybe they took a liking to Rock Force. I don't know. It's not a big deal. What is a big deal, though, are the enemies that we are soon coming up to. These clouds are dangerous because they are submarines in disguise. Do not ask why. And they also shoot bullets which kind of home in on you and are very annoying. I'm using the rush or the jet adapter because I don't want to get sniped into the endless abyss. Especially since, random reason, we just have the stupid jellyfish enemies that just drop from the river for no reason. Actually, the rush jet adapter is actually kind of cool in this area to take on the octopus main boss. And yeah, this is the split path. If you're wondering what's at the bottom, it's the other door and nothing else. So, kind of lazy that's like, yeah, that's it. That's all you have to do. You pick a ladder and then you just stick with it. But Centaur Man is not really a boss I like fighting in this game because he is sort of cheap in some form. Because he has the ability to teleport on you, and he has the largest hitbox probably in the history of mankind. He also didn't use the Centaur Flash, which is his signature weapon, and I used up all the ammo, awesome. Which, when he disappears, you want to get into a spot where you want to lure him, and you want to lure him towards the sides and slide away and toward the center. But you also need to watch him because if he uses Centaur Flash and you're more towards the left side, like within the pillars, you're gonna get hit unavoidably. At least, I assume. I can't picture the distance, but it's sort of a cheap sort of boss in a way. And fortunately, Magmammal did him a justice. Sorry for bumping my mic. Oh yeah, I never mentioned the Centaur Flash is a flash that kind of destroys enemies, so it's kind of a nuke. Which I would almost say I kind of wish is what could be taken to this level because I kind of don't like this level. But it's mostly because of the enemies they put in here and where they're positioned because they're not good. Also, yes, I would like to break that block which has just the energy that I probably don't need. Screw canapellers! That's what I wanted to say. Where is it? Silver Tomahawk. Go. Yeah, one hit. That's all I need. I'm going to use that on all these. What are the Gabules weak to? Is it fire? No, it isn't. Sphere? No. I don't think it's... Wow, I missed everything. Blizzard Attack? Wow, that's the most pathetic weakness ever. Let's use Centaur Crush because, yeah, they just die easily. Also, you gotta be really careful because those fans do reach high enough that you will drive yourself right into the spikes if you're not careful. And speaking of being careful, I need to be really careful of these jumps because I've kind of just got pushed off of them randomly because of bizarre hit detection or collision detection, I should say, which is not fun. Free one up, I will take that, yes sir. I'm also sort of holding down so I couldn't actually jump to the ladder, which kind of sucks. Yeah, Blizzard Attack can sort of do things. If you aim it right, you can kind of like two-hit it. And now for the worst placed enemy in the game. Yeah, that Power Slam can't even hurt you if you stay in that corridor. Whew, okay, I think we are out of the thick of this. I don't think that was the correct phrase, but overall this stage, outside of some bad enemies like canapellers isn't too bad, although the fans that propel you can kind of cause problems. So, Windman has a couple of attacks. He shoots these sort of boomerang kind of things, and he can also do this weird teleport move. Also, weird thing to note is that if you hit him while he's trying to suck you in, he drags you in harder. I don't know why that is, and it's something I think I found out somewhere, but it's bizarre. He's also really easy, as long as you don't screw up or anything. But defeating him gives us none other than the Bubblelet, I mean the Windstorm. I mean, take a look at this, and it's quite literally the Bubblelet, but it has the added property of sending enemies to space, don't ask why, or it can do damage. I guess it just really depends. It's kind of okay, but I sort of wouldn't recommend it. So that's all 8 Robot Masters. Next time we will be taking on Mr. X. So I will see you for that next time, whenever that is.